Today I am super excited to talk to you about Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. Now this movie might not come to Netflix until January 3rd, and it is going to have a theatrical release in December to help it qualify for award season, but also because, it's the perfect time for families to go to the theaters and see a movie, and I absolutely think Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl should be seen on the biggest screen possible. I was lucky enough to see it at the premiere at the Chinese theater on the big screen, and there's something about seeing this type of animation just that large in front of you that is so special. And something I love about this so much, about Wallace and Gromit, about Aardman, is the craft, right? It is so beautiful. You can literally see the thumbprints and fingerprints on these characters because they are made of clay. And now even with advancements in technology, they are using sometimes silicone, they explain to us, but really they do still have clay for like the arms and head, and they're moved around and you can see that with the fingerprints on, and there's just something so special about that. So besides that, and besides that reason to see it on the big screen, this movie is so much fun. It's absolutely hilarious. It feels like a love letter to Wallace and Gromit. Now, I've got to admit, my introduction was with The Wrong Trousers. That was my introduction to Wallace and Gromit. And then after that, I went back and I watched everything, and I became kind of obsessed with it. I love it. I love these characters. I love the connection that Wallace and Gromit have. As a dog lover, of course, I totally understand that connection that you have with your dog. And the thing that I really, really love about this movie is it actually, it gives you that relationship. That relationship's a little bit strained. It's been a while since we've seen Wallace and Gromit, okay? And yes, the relationship's a little bit strained because of how much Wallace is relying on technology and these inventions. He's always been an inventor. That's nothing new. But it's really taken over his life and in turn taken over Gromit's life. He literally even has a Pat-O-Matic so that he doesn't have to pet his own dog. That is heartbreaking, and that scene is so heartbreaking to watch. It's not really a spoiler. It's very much towards the beginning of the movie. But that part really got me, and it made me want to go home and pet my dog. You know what I mean? So I love that we are really focusing on sometimes we use technology too much. Yes, technology can be great. Yes, technology is here to advance us, right? As a community, and advance us personally and help us out with things. But we don't always need technology. And so that is really where this comes in. Gromit enjoys his time out in the garden. And Wallace creates a garden gnome, of course, because of course it is a gnome, to help him with these chores. It's called Norbot, and he's supposed to help him with gardening and things, this isn't something Gromit asked for. This isn't something that is necessary, but it kind of takes over. And then, if you've seen the trailer and the things get a little evil. And this is because of Feathers McGraw, the best villain to ever exist, is back. I love Feathers McGraw, and I was so excited to see Feathers back. Like I said, The Wrong Trousers was my introduction to Wallace and Gromit, so it holds a very special place in my heart. So I was thrilled that this movie really feels like a sister movie to The Wrong Trousers. There's so many references. There's so many things that longtime Wallace fans are going to love, from just different lines that are muttered, to little things that are happening in the background, to characters that show up, even if they're there for 2 seconds. There's a lot happening here. It just really is a love letter to Aardman overall, and the craft that they have, and all of their projects and their legacy. And that's really what this is. But it's not shoved in there so much where you're just okay, I get it. You know what I mean? I know what your legacy is. No, there's an actual story here. And it's so good, and it's so well done, and it makes perfect sense, right? Feathers McGraw is the perfect villain to be behind all of this. There is, it's a vengeance most foul, right? There is a reason that he is so mad at Wallace and Gromit, which we all know. And if you don't know, and this is your first movie ever, don't worry, they explain it to you. You don't need to actually have seen the other films, although I definitely recommend watching them because they're all incredible. But you don't have to. This movie does a wonderful job of explaining and letting you know all the information that you need to know, right? Anything that you need to know about certain characters, certain things that have happened in the past, in order to make this movie make sense, they explain it to you perfectly, so don't even worry about that. But this movie is gorgeous. The messaging is amazing, but it's hilarious. There's so many laugh out loud moments, and it's not just references to other films and previous projects that will have you laughing out loud. It's just funny, right? Wallace and Gromit are hilarious. They're so much fun, and I love seeing them back together, and I love seeing Feathers with them, who's, like I said, the best villain ever. It's amazing. Every time he's on screen, I cannot help but like crack up. You know, he has literally no facial expressions. It's just his eyes that help him. And he's so funny. As someone who is like, when it comes to like garden gnomes, they creep me out. I'm not going to lie. This is great. Norbit is fantastic. He's a great new character. He's fun. There's a lot of heart in this movie. And yes, I teared up. And the final shot is perfection. It's amazing. It's fantastic. There's just so much I loved about this movie. And guys, it's like 79 minutes long. So if there isn't any other reason to watch it, it's so fast. It's not like you feel like the movie was rushed through. It's not like you feel like certain plot points were missed. No. It's an easy, quick watch, especially for younger kids. It's great for families. It's great for longtime Wallace and Gromit fans. It's hilarious. It's heartwarming. And it's just a really, really good time. So, well, it is coming to Netflix on January 3rd. I do absolutely recommend checking it out during its limited theatrical release. It's a perfect film to go watch over the holiday season with your family. And I hope you enjoy it. And I hope maybe you decide to put down some technology and like live in the moment for a little bit with your family after anyway. It certainly inspired me too. So be sure to let me know what you think of Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl. Are you excited? Are you looking forward to it? Do you love the other Wallace and Gromit films? Tell me all the things down below in the comments. If by the time you got to this review, you have already seen it, let me know what you thought. Give me a thumbs up, please. Don't forget to subscribe. You guys can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and you can check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks. I'll see you next time.